Welcome to your Q4 Own It Masterclass. We do these incredible masterclasses to help you own your mind so you can create your business and life by design. So we know that 98% of our thoughts, feelings, and actions are unconscious and habitual. And if we don't change the way we think and the way that we act, then nothing changes. So throughout this masterclass, we are going to teach you the 5 keys to manifesting and goal achievement with the NLP, so neuro linguistics programming techniques that go along with it to help you own life by design and build a business that serves you. So we know that we are the upper limit in our life and in our business. So unless we're working on us, everything remains the same. And awesome. If you're exactly where you want to be and you decide you want no growth, amazing. And if you want more and you know you're born for more and there's something more you want to do, be, and have, then this is the masterclass for you. I'm speaking to you, conscious entrepreneurs that are betting on you and leaving a positive impact. So here at Own It Empire, we help conscious entrepreneurs increase their income and their impact. I'm Heather Lee Chapman, your holistic transformation coach, podcast host, author, and speaker. I have been studying human potential and performance for almost 2 decades from a holistic perspective and been a conscious entrepreneur for almost a decade and a half. It is my honor and my gift to be able to take all that I've learned, the hundreds of thousands of dollars I've spent on education, to be able to turn back around and share it with you. There is a current operating system in the world that is not serving humanity, where people are putting people or profit over people and planet. And here at Own It Empire, we choose to help build peace and heaven on earth for the highest good of all and increase unity consciousness. And we put people and planet over profit. Now, don't get me wrong, I love profit, and we're going to talk all about techniques today to help you increase your income and your impact and your profits, and never at the cost of anybody else or yourself. So I used to work 7 days a week, 18-hour days. I had 3 businesses, 3 contracts. I literally couldn't work any harder. I had no more time to trade for money, and I knew something had to change. 2 things: my business model and my internal set point, belief system, and attitude. And once those shifted, everything shifted. I was able to break that 6-figure glass ceiling, be able to increase my income, increase my impact, work when I want, where I want, how I want, with who I want, instead of being a slave to my business. So we want to help you build your dream business around your dream life and not the other way around. And I see too many conscious entrepreneurs build themselves a job instead of a business. And let's build a business that runs like a well-oiled machine with white glove service that serves us and our clients and humanity for the highest good of all involved. So let's dive into our 3 tips today. Today, we're going to be talking about owning your brand awareness, uh, owning your sales from your sales database, as well as how to take quantum leap actions, because too many of us are busy and overwhelmed instead of focused and prioritize. And so the first thing I want to talk about today is building that brand awareness. Many people want more sales, and in order to get more sales, you need to increase that brand awareness. So let's talk about exactly how to do that. First of all, we always want to leave people with an impression of increase, and that means leaving them better than how we found them. Old sales techniques were to make people bad and wrong and feel bad enough about themselves or where they are in life so that they'd finally make the change. And instead of making people feel bad and wrong, we want to help people feel inspired and enthusiastic about possibility and what's on the other side of where they are and what's holding them back, instead of making them feel that they're not enough. And so, with everything that you do that is associated with your brand, your content posts, your your talks, your networking, everything that is associated with your brand, we always want to leave people with an impression of increase, leaving them better than how we found them. And that's a great tool and technique to take into all walks of life, not just in your business. Next, we want to talk about setting intentions. Before you go and put up a post, go on a podcast, go to a networking event, we want you to always set your intentions. What is your desired outcome from this event, from this brand building experience or activity? And how do you want it to go? Many of us go into our actions and activity in our limiting beliefs. They're not going to think I'm good enough, so on and so forth. And we're going to talk about inspired action later in this session today to help you truly get into the spirit of the goal achieved, set those intentions, show up as your highest self, and be able to serve people in your best and highest way. So, setting your intentions works with the law of observation. What you expect is what you will get. And then I want to make sure that everyone has their podcast pitch. So, your podcast pitch is what we used to call your elevator pitch. So maybe you already know what that looks like. Maybe you're in a pivot in your business and it's time for an evolution for you and your business and your avatar. And maybe it's a time for an update of that podcast pitch, that introduction of you. So if you were to go onto a podcast, how would you introduce yourself? Or if you were to start talking, how would you introduce yourself? And so the first is your one-liner. So it's who you are and what do you do? I'm Heather Lee Chapman, your holistic transformation coach, conscious entrepreneur, podcaster, speaker, and author. And so that is your one-liner. So who you are and what do you do? And so take a moment and drop in the chat. What's your one-liner? Whether you're live with us on Facebook or you're here in the Zoom room. Now, if you are live on Facebook, I would like to invite you to register and come and join us inside the Zoom room. And in order to access the replays, the workbooks, our free vision casting call, and everything else that goes along with this, as well as the replays, you're going to want to make you're registered. So you're going to go to ownitempire.com/own it and get yourself registered today, because this is the information that may just change your life and your business if you allow it to. And so, reminder, we are live from Monday to Friday next week from 1 to about 2:15 to 2 each day. The first key 3 days that we're teaching on are Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Thursday is not recorded. This is an open house mastermind session where we get into action. So you must attend or you can't watch the replay because it's not recorded. And on day 5, on Friday next week, we have a bonus heart-led sales training. This is my favorite training, and you're going to want to make sure you check that out. We are not only going to teach you how to own the art of sales, we're going to sell you on your dreams so you can marry your why and divorce your excuses, reasons, and alibis so that your dreams don't die inside of you. And then we do have a bonus session on Tuesday the 15th. And I'm excited to have you guys back for that, because on that bonus session, it's a Coles Note session of the entire recap of the masterclass. Okay, so we are live Monday to Friday next week at 1 p.m. Eastern, and then back on the 15th with our full recap. And every single one of you that are participating in the masterclass get a free vision casting call with me. That is my gift from me to you, where we dive into what is that vision. All successful people have a vision and are pulled forward by their vision. If you don't have a vision, then you're just taking whatever comes your way. And so in that vision casting call, we're going to create clarity on your vision. And then I'm going to guide you through a guided visualization of your goal achieved, because the mind thinks in pictures, and whatever you hold in your mind, you can have in your hand, as Bob Proctor would say. And so just a reminder to book that free vision casting call. That is my gift from me to you. So let's dive back into the lesson, and welcome to the new people who have joined us in the Zoom room. I'm so glad you're here. Drop a win in the chat. Let us raise our vibes and let us know where you're from. You're welcome to drop your link so everyone can connect and support with one another. Awesome. So far we're talking about building your brand awareness. We've talked about leaving people with an impression of increase, setting your intentions, because what you expect is what you will get. And then we just started working on your podcast pitch. And so we talked about what is your one-liner, who you are and what do you do, how you introduce yourself. So Heather Lee Chapman, holistic coach, podcast host, author, and speaker, and so much more, conscious entrepreneur. And then the next line is who you help and how you help them, or the results you help them get. Reminder, people buy something to gain something or avoid a loss. So what are they going to gain and what are they going to avoid? So for us, we help conscious entrepreneurs increase their income, their impact, and their quality of life. And so I want you to go ahead and write that in the chat. What's your one-liner and who do you help and what are the results you help them get? And then last but not least, the third part of your podcast pitch is your mission, your vision, your values, your why. Why do you do this? Number one thing that has people and entrepreneurs succeed or not succeed is their belief in themselves, their belief in their why, and divorcing their excuses, reasons, and alibis. And so what I want you to think about is, why do you do what you do? Let's create absolute clarity on that. So our mission is to birth the new earth of unity consciousness with peace and heaven on earth for the highest good of all. What is your mission? Why do you do what you do? And this is your podcast pitch. And we want to make sure that all of our content, all of our social channels, all our website and everything is in alignment with this key messaging. So the next step is to make sure that you audit all your social platforms and your website. Now, as you evolve, this should evolve. Your avatar, your ideal client can evolve. And then we want to make sure that we are pivoting. And when we pivot, we also are updating everything. So we want to take an audit. So go ahead and take a look at all your social media channels and your website and make sure that it is in alignment with this new and updated podcast pitch and messaging that we just created. So we want to make sure that we have clear messaging and we're speaking to our ideal avatar. So you want to imagine as if you drew out a stick figure, an avatar on a piece of paper, and you would write about that person, the psychosocial, where do they shop, how do they behave, what are they looking for, what are their needs, what are they wants, what if they tried that work that hasn't worked. And we want to make sure that our messaging is absolutely clear and speaking to that avatar. So the more conversations you can have with your ideal clients, the less you'll have to think about what content to create, because they will literally tell you their needs, their wants, and their struggles. And that can help you create your content and increase that brand awareness and stop them from scrolling. So you're in competition with the cute dog, the cute cat, the laughing baby, and everything else that's on social media. So how do we get people to stop? They're going to scroll across your posts and you're going to be speaking exactly in your avatar's language. And they're going to be thinking, I was just thinking about that. How do I work with this person? And so we need that clear messaging. So I challenge you all to go out and have 15 or more conversations this month with either current clients, past clients, or prospective clients, and really get clear on that messaging and audit all your platforms, update your podcast pitch, and make sure that everything is in alignment with who you desire to work with and the mission of your company. So after you have audited all your social channels and all your messaging is clear and on point, we want to create content that's going to nurture our current audience. So you have your current ecosystem, your current clients, past clients, people on your social media channels, all your connections. This is your current ecosystem. So how do we nurture these clients or current ecosystem? Is putting up content posts, doing podcasts, doing live, sharing reels, sharing value adds, having calls to actions, connecting with them in the DM, figuring out what their goals are, their needs, their wants, their desires, and helping them get to where they want to go. All successful leaders' jobs are to help people see where they cannot see yet. And so making sure that we're nurturing that current audience to help build the brand and make sure that everything that we're doing is in alignment with that brand mission and message. We're going to talk about in a second the other people and bringing people into our ecosystem. And first, right now, we're just talking about our current ecosystem. So that's nurturing them with your content and your DMs. Next, we want to go out and find new ideal prospects and clients and collaborators and bring them back into our ecosystem. And so, how do we do that? That's booking PR, networking, public speaking, and just pause and really ask yourself, where did your favorite and most loyal and most returning and consistent top 5 favorite clients come from? How did you meet them? How did you connect with them? Was it from a podcast? Was it PR? Was it networking? Did you do a public talk? And start to think about where these ideal clients are coming from and go and do more of that. So you want to go and put yourself in front of other people's ecosystems. And this is going to draw more people back into your current ecosystem. And so this is allowing you to continue to build your brand and increase your reach and serve more. So building that new ecosystem and drawing new people into it so that you can serve them. And then ideally, you will have all that social media channels and all your content in alignment with your brand so that people, you go out and you connect with them and you meet them. When they come back, your social media is kind of like your resume. They're going to go down, ideally, you have enough content there for them to go down a rabbit hole to read some short form posts, some long form posts, have some reels to go down, because they say in person it takes 6 to 12 touches to close a sale, and online up to 20 or 40 touches. So if we're really looking 6 to 12 touches, you connected with them, you connected via email, you booked a connect call. So now you've had a few touches, and now they're going to go to your social media channels and ideally go down a rabbit hole of 5 to 10 reels, reading your posts and building that know, like, and trust factor. So the social media channel is great, and we don't want to rely on those for constant lead generation. That is really helping you nurture your leads. And then we're going out and generating new leads and bringing them back into that ecosystem where we're going to build that know, like, and trust factor. They're going to be able to know exactly who you are, what you do, who you serve, the results you help them get, client testimonials, your mission, your vision, your values, and value add tips from you. We've had people come to this masterclass before and tell us that they learned more in this free week masterclass than they had previously learned and gained from all the courses they had purchased and paid for. And so you can imagine her words were, I wonder what I'll get inside the program when I work with her and what's available. And that's what you want to be able to do. You want to serve through that social media, through your networking, through your PR, through your brand building. That's going to have it be a no-brainer for those clients to turn, or those people to turn around and turn into clients. And so when we are working on our building our brand awareness, we're always going to leave people with an impression of increase. We always set our intention before we do anything. We own our podcast pitch and we update it with clear messaging, speaking to our ideal avatar, and we audit all our social media channels and website and make sure everything's up to date with that. We are going to have content that's going to nurture our current ecosystem that's in alignment with our brand, message, and mission. We're going to create reels and short form and long form copy to build that know, like, and trust factor once we bring them into the ecosystem. And we're going to do PR and networking and public speaking and opportunities that put us in front of other ecosystems to bring more leads back into our ecosystem. And I just wanted to say here how important it is in the brand building process to be consistent. So if somebody comes to your channel and they get all this incredible information and then you disappear for a while, they're going to go get that inspiration from somebody somewhere else. So I want you to get in the habit of having a consistent schedule. And even if you're in a pivot stage, I find a lot of people when they're pivoting and realigning, they kind of just put all these things down. Go back and look at your highest performing previous content and what have you, and repurpose it so that your mind can be on where you're going next and what you're creating and still be nurturing your current audience. We never want to completely stop. We want to keep nurturing them. And you can easily do that by repurposing previous content that already performed well. All right. So now you've gone out, you've built your brand awareness, you're bringing new people back into your ecosystem, you're nurturing your current ecosystem. And how do you own your sales? So we want to make sure that everyone's in the habit of working from a sales database. So if you don't already have a tracker, we want to get on that right away. And so everyone you connect with, whether they're a potential client or a potential collaborator, they're going to go into our sales database. And with this database, if we do really good with owning our sales database and nurturing our leads and taking them from cold to close, you should be able to show up, look at that tracker, and have people at a pivot point to ask for a sale every day. And who doesn't want to create sales in their business daily? Who wants to get paid daily and serve more people daily? That's going to require you to really truly work from that sales database. Because otherwise, if we aren't working from our sales database, we're just constantly bringing in leads and we never get deep enough in a relationship to figure out what is that need, what does that want, what is that desire, how do we fill that gap for them, and how do we show them that we have the solution, and how do we build that know, like, and trust factor with a no-brainer offer that they're ready to say yes. And so we want to make sure that from the sales database, you're tracking and you're actually going to take 25 or more leads a week. And or you can do a month if you desire, ideally 5 days a week, 5 clients a day, or 5 people a day, 25 people a week. And you're going to start to go deeper with those relationships, nurture those relationships. We want to get it off the social media channels. So into your email list and onto a connect call, to a strategy call or a discovery call, and into a consult call and into a close. And if we are constantly just bringing in new leads and not building those relationships and going deep into those relationships and being able to serve those people full-heartedly, then we just constantly are in like the hello, how's it going? What, and we actually need to be able to go through. And of course, we teach you inside the Own It Collective, your qualifying questions so that you can build that relationship with the person and get them from the top of the funnel, so cold, to a pivot point where you can do an ask after you've built rapport, figure out what their need and want is, and provide a solution with a no-brainer offer with enough trust there that they can say yes to you. So we want to make sure that, again, we're working from our sales database, and then we're working on 25 leads or more per week and moving them through that sales funnel from cold to rapport building to qualifying questions to a pivot point to a sale. And then I just want to talk about the maybes. We want to get people to a yes or a no, they're not qualified, or a follow-up call booked. Maybes are painful for you and them. Okay, no one wants to chase leads around and no one wants to be chased. So they're either a fit or they're not a fit to work with you. And if you're still figuring out if they're a fit, then we have follow-up calls booked and next steps set in place. If they are a fit, then we're moving them through our sales process. And if they're not a fit, we want to let that go. You want to spend your time and your energy on those you can create the most impact with for them and for your company. So we're going to own that sales tracker. We're going to begin to qualify the leads. Are they a buyer? Are they a collaborator? Are they not in alignment? We want to get it to the yes, the no, or the follow-up scheduled. And we want to build from the sales circle and using 25 leads or more per week to move through your sales funnel. So now let's talk about that sales circle. So how do you close sales every single day? Your hottest leads are the center of the circle. These are your current and past clients. The next are referrals. For a decade, I built a one-on-one coaching practice based off referrals. I didn't use social media channels. I did have a website. I will say I did have a website. I gained one private client from that website, and everything else was via referrals, word of mouth. And so if you don't have a referral system put in place, then maybe that's something you want to work on, and perhaps asking each of your clients for a referral. And after our referrals, you have people who are already in your ecosystem. So these are people who are on your email list, who are engaging in your content, who are watching your stories, who come to your events. They haven't moved into the inner circle yet, and they will, as long as you're nurturing them, right? So they're out here in your ecosystem. How do you nurture them to get them into your inner circle of your company? And then after your ecosystem and your warm leads, you're going to cold leads. And this is where we're going to generate new leads. So always when we're starting our business or we're working on sales, it's from the inner circle to the outer circle. On the outside of the circle, this is where we're going to go and generate new leads. This is where we talked about the brand building and the PR. So you're going to go and put yourself in front of other people's ecosystems, events, networking, podcasting, and whatever is in alignment with your business that puts you in front of other people's ecosystems that then bring them in and eventually bring them into the next, which is the warm circle, and then ideally into that closed circle in the middle where they're working with you. And so this is how we start to build sales every day. So wouldn't it be amazing if you could show up to your sales tracker, your sales database, and you could see exactly who is at a pivot point, who is at a point to be able to ask to come to an event, to ask for a sales call, to ask for a connect call, to move to the strategy call, to ask for the sale. I love to say I do sales via text, because I've built enough relationship and moved my ideal prospects through the funnel that when the time comes, it's a no-brainer offer. I know exactly what they need and the trust is there, and then we can offer that. So it would be amazing if you could show up to your sales tracker every day and see that 5 people are at the pivot point to ask to work with you or shop from you. So you want to begin to build this as a habit. I know that as we get really busy as entrepreneurs and we have full inboxes, I laugh. I love you all. If you're reading in one of my inboxes, it's so much love to you. It's just that we take our leads off our social channels. So if we connect and you're qualified and we want to support you and you want to work with us, we've ideally already connected outside of that. So if you're sitting in our inboxes, please book a free connect call and let's get off the social channels, because between the multiple emails and the multiple social inboxes, things get lost, people get left behind. And so we want to, as entrepreneurs as well, it is good practice to get your connects and your leads off the social platforms, because we do not own those. That's not our database. That's not our information. We want to get people onto our email list and get them onto a connect call, and ideally grab that cell phone number, because for us, the number one inboxes that I answer and the people that I serve are actually my text and my WhatsApp first, and emails. And so if you're sitting there going, Heather hasn't replied, that's because you haven't gotten the text yet and you haven't gotten the email. So we want to make sure that you guys are connecting with us. So please do book your free vision casting call if you're in the masterclass. And if you're not, there is a free 15-minute connect call. The link is on all our social channels and on our website, ownitempire.com, that you can book and connect with us today. So we're building this as a habit so that we can make daily sales and serve more, of course, because selling is serving. And if you don't sell, you cannot serve. And each and every single one of you came here with a mission, a gift to share. And you've chosen to do that through your business, one of your gifts through your business. And if we are in the fear of selling, then we can't serve and share that gift. And I want each and every one of you, before you go and do a sale or do an ask or do a connect, again, we're setting that intention. So if you are sitting in, I'm not enough, I don't know if I can help them, and we're sitting in a fear-based mentality, we actually are sending that information telepathically. Every single thought, 17 to 70 seconds, creates a thought impulse and goes into the ether. The Ethernet is what we're all connected on right now. You can't see it and it's real. We're using it. And so that information is going out. So you're saying, hey, I'd love for you to shop from us or buy from us or work with us. Yet your telepathy is saying otherwise. So we need to have the head and the heart in coherence. And of course, we help people do that through timeline therapy, through belief switching, through parts integration, and so much through our one-on-one mastery mentorship. And you can simply just make sure that you reframe your thinking before you go and take action. So I want to remind everyone, to create head and heart cohesion before you get into action. And you're going to do what I call inspired action. So we always just first get into a state of possibility. So just for today, just a reminder, today is all that is promised right now. And so just for today, you're going to expect magic and miracles. You're going to expect what you desire to work out. You're going to expect what you want out of this experience that you're stepping into, that desired outcome. And so the first thing that we do before we go and take an action is we decide, as in Think and Grow Rich, the first principle to get anything that you ever want is to decide you are having it and you burn the boats. Decide, commit, succeed. So you decide what you want the desired outcome to look like. Then the second part of manifesting is embodying it. So you actually have to embody what it would feel like with that desired outcome. So let's all pause and think about a desired outcome that we all desire. So pause and think about, what's one thing you really want right now? What is that desired outcome? How would you like it to go? And then how does it feel with that achieved? And then you're going to go and take action, and not only any action, a quantum leap action. And this is our final tip for today on creating quantum leap actions. And so what is a quantum leap action? Again, most entrepreneurs are busy and overwhelmed and doing many things and not well. And instead, we want to be focused and prioritize and doing a few things, important things, urgent things, and doing them very well. And so when we look at how do we work with the quantum leap method, we ask ourselves, what is the one action, the one thought, the one feeling? What is the one thing, the one focus I can do, be, and have that will create that desired outcome with the least amount of time and the least amount of effort? The thing that is going to make all other things either complete, achieved, or unnecessary or easier. So step one in inspired action and creating that quantum leap is first setting your intention, because what you expect is what you will get. Then we're going to make sure our head and our heart are in coherence. So what we are thinking about is in alignment with that desired outcome, and we are embodying the feeling of that goal achieved. And we're going to sit and create a future memory of what it looks like, what it feels like to have that. And so you already have seen it completed in your mind, so you can hold it in your hand. And then last, before you go and take the action, you're going to take the action that's going to breed the largest result in the least amount of time with the least amount of effort, that is going to make everything else easier, obsolete, or be able to complete. And this is how we stay focused and prioritized instead of busy and overwhelmed. This is how I went from working 7 days a week, 18-hour days, to 3 to 5 days a week, and really actually probably 3 to 8 hours a day. And so life is unrecognizable for me because of these tips that I just shared with you. And so this is how we begin to work smarter in our business instead of harder. And so what you're going to do after today's masterclass is you're going to build your brand awareness. You're going to make sure that your podcast pitch and your messaging is in alignment. You're going to go audit those social media platforms. You're going to build your sales from your sales database. And the actions that you take are going to be inspired actions and quantum leap actions that are going to get you that largest result in the least amount of time with the least amount of effort, that makes everything else obsolete, unnecessary, or complete, or easier. And this is how we begin to work smarter and not harder. And this is available to you anytime you want. So everything I shared with you, you can take with you for the rest of your life through your business. Some of the self-mastery tips, as well, of course, the business tips. And what I would love to see you guys do is get into inspired action and fast action and begin to implement it today and not someday. Make sure it gets on that to-do list and into the calendar, and there's a time block where you can take action on these. So I want to remind everybody First of all, thank you for coming here. So if you're live on Facebook, amazing. Thank you. Make sure you've registered and you can join us inside the Zoom room, get the workbook, get the replays, book your vision casting call, and have access to the prizes and more. And so you're going to go to ownitempire.com/own it and get yourself registered today. And we are live again from Monday to Friday next week. Our 3 key lessons are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, the 7th to the 9th. And we are going to go through the first 3 keys of manifesting, generating ideas and increasing your awareness. Step 2, owning your thoughts and reframing and rewiring your brain for success. Step 3, putting a plan into place, and we are building our new winning self-images. And we're going to begin to design who we need to embody to become it so that the goal can be achieved, because if we do not embody it, everything stays the same. On day 4, we're going through action. Reminder, this session is not recorded. This is an open house mastermind session where you get to come and get support on anything you need from the community, as well as network with people within the community. And then on day 5, next Friday, we have our bonus heart-led sales training where I actually teach you the process and art of sales, as well as we sell you on your dream so you can divorce those excuses, reasons, and alibis, and that your dreams do not die inside of you and they do not stay a someday. And instead, you get into inspired action, marry your why, and own it every single day and truly make those big dreams come true. And last and not least, we do have a bonus recap session Tuesday the 15th after our Canadian Thanksgiving. So I hope everyone will have a lovely long weekend next weekend. And that is going to be a summary of the entire masterclass. And so you can bring your workbook, it's open Q&A, and get support from me. And we'll do a review of the entire workbook together as quickly and seamlessly as possible. So again, thank you guys so much for joining us here in this pre-bonus training for our Own It Masterclass in Q4 of 2024. We are kicking off today. It's October 4th, and our 3 key sessions are next week, October 7th to 9th, with the bonus on the 10th and the 11th, and again on the 15th. So make sure that you go to ownitempire.com/own it to get yourself registered. And if you're already registered, make sure that you are booking that free vision casting call so that we can get clarity on your vision and I can guide you through a visualization of your goal achieved. And we've had many people leave in happy tears because they get so emotionally connected to that goal achieved that even by the time of the end of the masterclass, they have a whole plan in place, are in inspired action, and within a week's time, their life already looks different. This is what is available to you if you play this masterclass, play full out, and do it like your life depends on it, because it might just, and it could change your life if you allow it to. So thank you again for joining us today. I'm so excited for the masterclass next week. It's one of my favorite things to do and teach. And a reminder for registering, for participating, for showing up live, for referring people, for sharing on your social media channels. You go into a draw and we will have a prize to give away every single day next week. So come and join us in the Own It Masterclass live all of next week. And please do share. I've spent almost 2 decades acquiring this specialized knowledge that I know that most people don't know, they don't even know. And together we can change the world and leave that positive impact, and with one person at a time, one ripple effect at a time. So bring a friend to study with you and let's have some fun. And remember, just for today, we release all negativity. We stay in a state of possibility. We expect magic and miracles. We are constantly looking for what's the best that can happen, as well as always asking, what's the best that can happen? And thank you guys. We'll see you back next week. Stay happy, healthy, wealthy, and remember, you are capable and worthy and deserving of all you need and desire and more. So we'll see you back next week. And thank you so much and have a beautiful and blissful day.